Namaste, hi, Vanakkam. This is Meera here. Yes, the one from Dino and Oasis and Meera's Oasis. Lots to share, but sometimes we pause for some time wondering what to share. And in that pause is what the lots of stories that happen. And today I definitely have a wonderful story that I want to share with you. Do I say a story or someone who is involved in creating stories for many and being part of many family and many people's story? I would definitely want to hit it straight and say, this is our guest, this is his name, or this is what he runs. But before that, I want to say, as I always say, like my good friend and my mentor or a coach, Mr. Anand Nair says, we are nothing but what we are, a culmination of people, place, environment, things, or the process that we have grown up with. Might be as we grow, we learn so many things. As we grow, we want to pick up on so many things which we might have missed. And when I say missed, we would have missed so many things in the school days. Might be we wanted to share something and immediately it could be a teacher or a friend or a parent or anyone who would first say, please stop telling story. Can you tell me what you want to say directly? And that's when the child immediately just blocks himself or herself from sharing whatever they want to share. But what happens when a child grows up? There is always this thought, this yearning to do this, to do that, to do something, and they just get into the regular work and some passion comes out and they start their work. But there are some people, they are like, they would say, they would call themselves as, I am a backbencher, right? I was not like this, I was not like this. But if you listen about what they are doing now, it will be like, those goosebump moments. I would look at this gentleman as an inspiration, a model. He's setting an excellence for so many people. Might be he's not aware about many, but yes, he is definitely doing that. Without taking much time, I would like to invite, I want to invite my wonderful guest, Mr. Shyam, over here.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
It's our pleasure, Shyam. It's lovely to have you here. And just to let our audience or the listeners know, Mr. Shyam, like if somebody reads, his or your LinkedIn profile, they would say enthusiast. Yeah, definitely that's the right word, I would say. A young. I don't know. I need to check with him if I can quote his age over here. Yeah. Correct me if it is 26 or 27.
26.
All right. Yeah, so a 26 enthusiastic young gentleman who has started an organization, I would say a supply chain one, Veg Route. And I want to say a lot about it, but as soon as when I say Veg Route, people definitely, you would all connect that with the supply chain, how it is about connecting the farmers to the consumers. And I also want to say recently, they have raised to the pre-seed 220,000 US dollars from the investors from India, UAE, and US. So this is a huge amount that I have quoted over here. That's it. I'm gonna just pause for some time, grab some water, and over to you, Shyam. We would love to hear about how you came here.
Thank you so much. First of all, it is such a great moment, to have conversation with Ms. Meera, who's such an inspiration on LinkedIn also. So I feel very delighted to be part of her such a wonderful initiative to support young entrepreneurs and young people who really need some motivation and some learnings maybe. So it is such a wonderful thing what you people are doing initially. So we should actually thank you for the opportunity that has been given to us. So everywhere there is an opportunity. So we have to go knock the door and we have to attain the opportunities. It's not something like that is present everywhere. So it is obviously like you have to go in search.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So basically, I'm 26-year young entrepreneur, I think. So I feel like it is about 5-6 years of journey from the scratch, which started in Coimbatore basically. So I'm actually from Coimbatore, and I'm actually a backbencher. I don't study well, and that is my negative and that is my positive, I think. So initially, like during my school days, I have an elder brother who studies well, who's first in school, first in college. I'm last in school, last in college. But when it comes to life or career, I think I've done something, and it took last 5-6 years down the line to for myself to experience, to learn, to really think where I should be in the next 5-10 years down the line. So what I thought in 2015 and what I'm in 2020, 2021 is totally 10x or 15x compared to what I thought and what I dreamt, basically. So the reason behind everything is just because of criticisms and just because of failures that I gone through in the last decade, maybe. And the learnings which I got from all those things was totally too huge. And I wanted to become an entrepreneur because of there is a huge mistake in my mind saying that you're not fit for doing anything. So I think like from 200 rupees of investment to making a 40-50 crore company today within the next 1.5 years was not only a dream, but it came true actually. So I think every dream is possible, and we should keep cruising and achieving all the dreams, whatever comes into your mind, and you should keep cruising towards it.
Absolutely. So well said. See, there is one thing that is common between me and you, backbencher. And I definitely know the kind of a criticisms or being that person who doesn't score so much and all. I don't know. That's how I think I started our conversation, before the introduction about how the schooling, or sometimes it's not to blame the schooling, but it's a system. It's a system which
Correct.
we have been following because we all tag ourselves with the numbers, and those numbers kind of gives those kind of what to say. Wow, you got this. How much did your son get? How much did your daughter get? That's it. So I can definitely relate to, and I'm just remembering about the failures or the criticisms. How beautifully you said how you perceived it, how you took it, rather than holding on to it and sinking into it and not letting you move further. But you took that as a stepping stone, and that's definitely an example. It's easy to say, Shyam, like people criticized, people told this about me and that, but you really took that and you have worked on it, and where we are today. You mentioned about starting from 200 rupees investments, and today that those 30 or the 40
Yeah.
crores, I mean, it is just not like, it doesn't happen all of a sudden, right? It's about all the effort from 2015 that you have put in, and in your mind also. And like you said, to dream, it is easy to dream, but to bring that to reality is what the real game is. Like I always mention, being confident, every child or every human for that matter, they are confident, but taking that one step, like they call it as being brave, and you did that. Thanks for doing that and being here today, and for me also a great opportunity to connect with you.
Thank you. It's again my pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Would you want to just run us through, from, how all of a sudden, this name from 200 rupees and where it is today, and till that pre-seed fund,
Definitely.
that journey.
So we basically, myself and my mom together started in Coimbatore because I was running a different company when I was age of 21 to 23. So again, it was in Coimbatore. It was completely over on to practical hands-on learning methodology for schools actually. So, but at some point there was a lockdown, and probably it was in the month of March and April. I had to quit, had to exit the company, being a founder of a different company. It's just because of investors, couple of investors saying like two micromanaged investors had ruined my life at some point. So it is again a frank opinion. I don't mind saying that. And at some point, when you're exiting at the age of 23, 24, and you want to do something again from scratch, you have to be very shrewd.
Yeah.
There is quite very tough lockdown which is hitting your bank accounts and your packets, and you don't have anything else to lose other than you have huge hope and you don't have anything else to lose. You have only hope in your hand, and you have a small kind of support, so called it is huge thing. But when it comes to everything, my mom and dad is my everything. So probably I told them that I'm going to build a new business, and they were laughing at me saying, are you serious, really serious? Yes, I'm going to build a business. So what is the business all about? And it was something like that moment I told, the business is all about fresh produce supply chain. So they don't know about anything about supply chain. They're uneducated. So probably I told them that I'm going to build something on becoming a vegetable vendor. So are you really serious becoming a vegetable vendor? You don't even know what are all the vegetables that are present even in the market other than tomato or onion. So the day one, July 2020, day one with 200 rupees of investment, 22 customers, 7 farmers. The first day I initiated Veg Route at our parking space in the house in Saibaba Colony at Coimbatore. So the first day, 22 customers. I was really excited. I don't have technology. I don't have investments, nothing in my hand. So went on, packed, waited every vegetable, then went and delivered to customers. So from then onwards till November 2020, it was literally learning everything from going to different markets across the city, learning pricing strategies and everything else from the scratch. Then had to kickstart. Had to think about bringing in interns for the company. So whereas young minds who will again drive other things, and you can again being a founder, you can start running towards building your dream. So probably I think couple of interns came in, so-called Miss Priya, who's now the chief of, senior operations manager in the company. She came as intern for a worth of about 3,000 rupees every month of salary, and she believed in me. I trusted in her. So that was the only hope which every employee had in us, basically. So from the beginning of 2020, within the next 4-5 months, we were at a scale of about 3-4 cities in India. So probably at about 50-60,000 customers within the next 4-5 months down the line.
Yep.
And probably everyone started noticing us in and across different social media platforms. Our major three major things are strength are basically first is quality, pricing, and time of delivery of fresh produce. So we don't concentrate on organics alone. We concentrate on generic. We are a technology driven supply chain platform. So we eradicate middlemen by directly supplying to consumers by connecting right farmers. And till October, November, we were actually going on with a bootstrapped initiative. So at November 2020, I had to come across investors. They are really such a humble people in the startup ecosystem of India on fintech space. So I had to raise funding from major fintech founders of India, UAE and US. So probably we raised 125K in the first pre-seed round, and probably again the pre-seed round kept growing till February 2022, and it is now at the scale of about 220K US dollars. It is about close to 2 crores of funding. So in fact, we started from 200 rupees of investment in Coimbatore, and now we are present in 9 cities across India, including Coimbatore, Madurai, Trichy, Chennai, then Gurgaon, Tirunelveli, Tuticorin, and all the cities, all the major cities, as well as tier 2 and tier 3 towns of South India. In fact, so when people say that something is not possible, there is where the huge scope is present. So you should go search of opportunities. You should go exhibit yourself. You should understand your strength and weaknesses. Then you play with the game. So the game is quite tough, but it is. I think it is possible. So there is no such things called impossible at any point. So that is where we stand to be different. And now we are cruising towards the seed round funding, which will be announced in the next 20-25 days down the line.
Oh.
So now present in
My
about.
eyes on the timeline of your LinkedIn profile.
So we are now in talks with many different investors across the globe, and so we are cruising for the next round of funding. We are at a valuation of about $5 million right now,
Okay.
and it is all going well with all the blessings of people, and as well like we are now close to 100-member team present in and across different cities. We are all youngsters team. We trust in people and they trust in us. Don't call them as employees. They are all are good people. So I think like that is how things started. We don't have interviews going on, nothing else in the company. So we actually have 3 questions. One is what do you like, what do you love, and what do you actually wanted to do. And that is how everyone ropes into the company. We are all together building the brand called Veg Route.
That's really nice. That's really nice. And so much, I was just making a note in my mind. First, to say thanks to your Amma Appa. Can you let us know their names?
Maithili and Rajasekaran.
To Maithili Amma and Rajshekar Appa, Nandri. I would like to say that because to the viewers, I wish to add in Tamil over here. உங்க ரெண்டு பேருக்குமே மிக்க நன்றி because உங்களோட support இல்லாம லைக் ஷியாம் சொன்ன மாதிரி இவ்வளவு தூரம் வந்திருக்கிறது ஒரு பெரிய விஷயம் அண்ட் நீங்க அவங்களோட முயற்சியில நம்பினீங்க அண்ட் உங்களுக்கு நாங்க எல்லாருமே நன்றின்னு சொல்ல விரும்புறோம். And the next thanks I would like to say to Miss Priya. She joined as an intern, and today what she is doing. So it's all about an opportunity, right? People create for themselves, and she believed. See, trust is something which we say, right? With an organization, we all talk about in the management things, or when somebody joins an organization, what we say is, you need to trust the company. But many a times it doesn't happen for various reasons. Probably I'm not getting into that. Priya trusted in your vision, and you also gave that opportunity, and she captivated on the opportunity what she got, and it's really nice, and I wish her that she grows more with this organization. So my best wishes to you, Priya, as well. And of course to the investors, how can we miss them? Thanks to all of them. and to the future investors, I mean the investors are there already, but this is, I think they're going to get an update another 20 to 25 days time. So like I said, I'm parking my eyeballs on your timeline of the LinkedIn profile. And to them as well, thanks. Lovely. See, there is one thing which you were just talking about, right? It started from a parking space, you know, in your house. Yeah. And then, of course, in Coimbatore, I wish to add over here to many people, you know, Coimbatore has in fact given birth to so many entrepreneurs. People should definitely go and search. And we have someone whom we are speaking to. He is also a Coimbatorian. That's really nice. And you spoke about, you know, now from parking space, Coimbatore, 2 to 3 cities, 4 cities, and now I think you have 9 cities, just not in the place or the region where you started. It's growing outside. So that's really nice. It wouldn't have happened just like that. It is because of the vision or the trust that you have built, and people are coming forward and you are offering the kind of services that's really helping. You spoke about failures, right? Even earlier in the previous question also, you were talking about the failures, criticism, how you embraced it. You took that as a stepping stone, I would rather call it as, and here you are. To the younger generation, or to anyone for that matter now, how would you want to, because I also understand that you go to the institutions or you have been mentoring the young brains or a lot of students from the college and institution for entrepreneurship or business or be it anything, you know, you have been guiding through. So I would like to ask you something on this particular line, failure and then the mentoring, and how would you pass this message to the generation now?
Yeah, when it comes to failures, like it is not 1 or 2 failures that everyone goes through. So everyone has their own toughest paths that they come across. But the thing is, like, where do actually people fail is like they keep thinking of what to be done and what not to be done actually. So in fact, when people thinks like we should start doing immediately, and when people don't exhibit, or when people don't start doing, I mean when people don't start doing immediately, there is where the step they fail actually. It's not something like when you start something and come across many different paths and do different things, and then if you fail, then there is nothing so called failure. That is again learning that you wanted to take. So how do people fail? What I define as failure is something actually like even you have something in your mind, but you will be like having so much of fears and so much of you know, like what will happen if I fail or anything else. That is so called a term called failure. So basically, so first point. Second thing is like when it comes to mentoring is something like you have to go experience, you have to go learn, you have to go fail, then you go mentor people, then you are the right person to mentor people. It is not something like I have something in my papers, I have something in my book saying I'm going to mentor people. It is not something that is going to work or happen. So probably, so I think like you have to experiment, you have to experience, you have to be an enthusiastic learner. You have to be ready to fail, and you have to be ready to again learn from the failures. Then you have to come forward saying that you are ready to mentor. So at some point, like I didn't have any kind of mentorship or guidance or anything else when I started doing something. So in fact, like every where I go, like people were like supporting all the things. But at some point I decided that all the younger generations, or maybe college students, or maybe people who wanted to build a business, wants some kind of frank opinions from the people. So there is no such thing called frank opinions. Usually people gives to people who wants to build something. So it will be like ஏதோ ஒரு பூசணிக்காயை கொண்டு போய் சாப்பாடுக்குள்ள மறைக்கிற மாதிரி தான் இருக்கும் ஆக்சுவலி. ஸோ பேசுவாங்க, ஆனா உண்மையை என்னன்னு சொல்லவே மாட்டாங்க கடைசி வரைக்கும். நீங்க ஒரு விஷயத்த பண்ணிட்டு வாங்க அனுப்பிச்சிடுவாங்க. பட் ஐ வாண்ட் டு பி லைக் open statement in some things, and that helped many people to actually start their own businesses. நிறைய எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் இருக்காங்க என்ன சுத்தி, நிறைய பேர் I have seen. That includes Tamilpreneur teamல இருந்து ஷாம், பிரவீன், where they had good scope of growth, and I just want to tell, immediately you go start doing something. That's the where moment they started. நிறைய பேர் they have told, and that is how things start initially. So I don't want anyone to wait for something to happen. You go start, exhibit, fail, learn again, re-exhibit, learn, fail. So that is again a process flow. It is not something like ஒரு விஷயத்தை யோசிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் இது நடக்குமா நடக்காதான்னு நினைச்சிட்டு ஒரு 6 மாசம் இருக்கிறதுக்கு so called, that is so called a failure to my point.
Yeah.
I also go to education institutions. I have been going to education institutions because I'm a backbencher. So படிப்புன்றது இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் தான் லைஃப்ல, பட் மார்க்கோ இல்ல பெர்சன்டேஜ் மட்டும் லைஃப்ல இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் கிடையாது. I just want to tell. So beyond that, something there is called practical experiences that makes people grow. So come forward saying every dream is possible.
Yes. Absolutely well said. And see, as you mentioned, right, like a mark, because of the mark, many children, or for that matter, the grown-ups have lost quite a bit during their childhood, because either they have to please their teacher, or they have to please their parents or friends or the neighbors also. Shyam, you won't believe, there was one of my friends who was not scared of his parents, neither was he scared of his teachers or anyone in the family, but this neighbor auntie who was known to always ask, how much do you score, how much did you get? And I still remember him telling, like, Mira, enakku bayama irukku, and that's, I used to like, okay, so we have all these things. I mean, that is just on a fun, a fun part. But getting into the realities, we need to start. But we definitely need to, because people think failure means getting below 35 marks out of 100.
Correct.
And then appearing for a re-exam, which you call it as a supplementary or something, and then you pass. But the real failure is, I mean, not the schools or any place they teach us that failure is an experience.
Correct.
See, even for me, or for you for that matter, it is easy to say, but even after this interview, when we go and work on a few things, what would be the first thing that we would come across as a failure or falling flat? Correct. Falling flat. And important that we just get up immediately after, because end of the day it has all the learning, because until or unless we see that failure, we wouldn't know where we actually lacked.
Correct. Exactly.
Where we lacked. So nice. Thank you so much. I think you are writing a book too. Yeah, we wish to know.
So the book is all about, like, when I started my first book during COVID first lockdown. So that time I was a basic vegetable seller in Coimbatore. Veg Route. So in fact, that moment I started writing a book called Urupadave Mattinga. That is something called negative vibration book. Urupadave Mattingana, it is something from the age of when you face from the age of 7 or 8 till the age of 23 or 24 when you exit your college. So starting from 5th standard to your college, this is the word when ஒளிச்சிட்டே இருக்கு, உங்களை சுத்தி ஒளிச்சிட்டே இருக்கு, எங்க போனாலும் ஒரு நீலாம் உருப்படவே மாட்டேன். But that is again a kind of ஒரு growth கொடுக்குற ஒரு வேர்டா கூட அது இருக்கலாம் actually, because that word made me to differentiate saying நீ எல்லாம் கண்டிப்பா உருப்பட்டுருவேன் அப்படின்னு. உருப்பட்டுருவேன் நான் நினைச்சேன் அப்படின்ற அந்த வார்த்தை யாரு சொன்னாங்களோ அவங்கள்ட்ட இருந்து இந்த வார்த்தை திருப்பி இந்த மாதிரி வந்தது ஆக்சுவலி. ஸோ
Okay.
my teacher who told நீ எல்லாம் உருப்படவே மாட்டே அப்படின்னு தான் சொன்னாங்க. So she again told when I completed my college, when I went to my college saying being a guest for a different function, and she told எனக்கு நம்பிக்கை இருக்கு நீ உருப்பட்டுருவேன், நம்பிக்கை எனக்கு அப்போ இருந்ததுன்னு சொன்னாங்க. அதனால உருப்படவே மாட்டீங்க is an emotion, so I started writing a book on உருப்படவே மாட்டீங்க.
You want to translate, though I want to definitely say what is meant by உருப்படவே மாட்டேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு, do you want to translate that in English? உருப்படவே மாட்டேன்றது.
Probably உருப்படவே மாட்டீங்க is again an emotion in which like I just wanted to express something related to you don't even succeed in your life, or maybe you can again differentiate saying something is not going to work for you, or your life is going to be a failure, or any terms it can relate.
Okay, let me add on because I've heard this a lot. Okay, to all the listeners, yes, that is what Shyam meant was. I've heard this also, right? You will not be fit for this. You're not fit for this. You will never be fit for anything for that matter. So that's what exactly it means, urupidave mate, in Tamil, and English it is you're not fit for anything. So I'm sure many of them who are listening to this might connect because you might have also heard such things. I would say, like as Shyam mentioned, it is an emotion or it is just a thought. Thoughts are usually short-lived complexes, but if we start putting cosmetics and decorating it, it becomes an emotion and it will actually pull us down. So let us start differentiating between the thought and the emotion. Lovely. So when is the book coming? I want to grab the copy with your signature.
Like when I started writing, I thought like to launch in the next 3 months. In November 2020, I started. I want to launch it on the day of my birthday. But due to hectic works and the company is also growing and I had to invest more time on the company, I'm not able to complete 4th chapter. So only one chapter left. I think I've given some clue out of this. So maybe we launch in the month of maybe in the month of September or October this year.
That's so nice.
To be more precise, I'm talking to many people, so I'll definitely invite everyone for the launch. And when you can see in the racks of malls and other bookshops, I guess.
Lovely. It will be there in my bookshelf. It is just not going to be there in the bookshelf. I would, with your permission, I would again, come back with a book interview and review that also. Because I love hearing a lot about the mind maps and I love working on that. And I would love to review a book and create a beautiful mind map out of it. So lovely. Thank you so much for coming over and giving your time and space, because we hedged that over money, right? Thank you so much. Mikka nandri neenga vandadukku. And to all the listeners, I would just invite Shyam to add few lines, just in a brief, something, as a, do I call it a message, Shyam, or do I say an experience that you think will help on?
It's quite regards to like
how people can actually start from what they know. We all speak about being passionate, your hobby, passionate, pick your things, things on your own.
Got it. So start with what you have, do what you like and do what you know. It is not something like you cannot do anything without you can do anything and everything. You should have 3 things in your mind and heart and physically. First thing is like you should be brave enough to do anything. And second thing is like everything is priority, which I'm talking right now. So first thing goes for the braveness. Second point will be something so-called hard work and smart work, which is quite very, very important. Both things are very, very important. It's not something like you should keep working hard and shouldn't work smart. So both the things are very important. And third thing is you should be honest. You should never say lies to anyone. So in the moon vishyon, these are major things in life which I follow basically. So hard work and smart work is very, very essential. It's not something like you have grown, you shouldn't work hard. You should be ready for anything and everything, and you should be brave to face any failures which comes in your way. And third thing is like starting with what you have is very, very, very important. It is not something like avanga idu pannirkanga ivanga idu pannirkanga. You no need to think about anything. You start where you are with what you have and what you actually love to do. It is not something like edukapla veetla paiyana pandrom pakkathu veetla enna pandrom. You don't need to see. So everyone has their own aspirations, everyone has their own way of going ahead. you will be having a different way to go ahead. So but doing what you love is the right way of growth, where you can reach right way, where you can be very successful in your life. It can be small, or it can be big, or it can be even micro, or anything it can be, but doing what you love is actually the right way of leading your life into a legacy. And when it comes to experiences, always be very kind to people. That helped me a lot in my growth, in fact. And I have not grown anywhere. Like, I'm just done 0.001% what Mira has gone through. But probably it is very hard for you to you to convince yourself to be kind and to be true for yourself. But at some point, when you are being very kind, you'll be having right set of people with you, and probably through them you can all grow together. And when it comes to money, when it comes to resources, or when it comes to earnings or anything else, to my point, money is the last priority. Even I don't call it as priority. So when it comes to everything, people are your everything. Second thing is your parents, which is highest priority. And next is so-called fantasies, which should be the last priority. Should always focus on your goals and visions and missions, and never think about failures, which comes and goes, and that is all part of life. Never think about criticisms. That is again experience of life. ஏன் சொன்னாங்க நீ எல்லாம் உருப்படவே மாட்டேன்னு சொன்னாங்க. உருப்படவே மாட்டேன்னு சொன்ன முன்னாடி ஜெயிச்சுட்டு கம்பீரமா சிரிக்கணும்ன்றது என்னுடைய ஆசை. அது நிறைவேறிடுச்சு. So things are going on with the flow. I think these are certain experiences, and probably like keep helping people. ஒரு நாளைக்கு ஒரு உயிருக்கு நல்லது பண்ணணும். Whatever you have. It can be anything. It can be of anything. Like,
and you have done that, right? When you were 17 or 18, you
the
have
blessings which you get from feeding people or helping people. So I had to come across an NGO called No Food Waste in 2014 to 2017. I was working with Mr. Padmanabhan Gopalan, who was really such a wonderful person. Robin Hood of excess food.
Yes.
And I worked with him for the past 3 years. And it was actually a great learning experience. In fact, not only learning, but lots of blessings which I got. எவ்வளவு கோடி சம்பாதிச்சாலும் கிடைக்காத ஒரு சந்தோஷம், அந்த நீ நல்லா இருப்ப தம்பின்னு கிடைச்ச அந்த ஒரு வார்த்தையில கிடைச்ச சந்தோஷம். அது யாருக்கா சாப்பாடு கொடுக்குறப்ப சந்தோஷம். ஸோ அன்னையிலிருந்து ஐ எம் பீன் ஃபாலோயிங் திஸ். இன்ஃபேக்ட் ஐ actually don't have inspirations from cinema or anywhere else. I actually have inspirations who so called பாலம் கல்யாண சுந்தரம் ஐயா மாதிரி நிறைய ஆட்கள் கூட பழகிற வாய்ப்பு கிடைச்சது. ஸோ go connect with great people, great inspirations who doesn't have fantasies, or who are really simple, who have done wonders in their life. So they'll teach you values, and that values will make you grow beyond and beyond where you actually wanted to be, even where you don't even think. இங்கெல்லாம் நம்ம வருமானே எதிர்பார்க்காத ஒரு இடத்துலலாம் உங்களை கொண்டு போய் நிறுத்தும். ஸோ அந்த blessings is very very important in life. And எவ்வளோ சம்பாதிச்சாலும் ஒரு நாளைக்கு ஒரு உயிருக்கு நல்லது பண்ணுங்க. அது will drive you to greater heights. வலது கையில கொடுக்கறது இடது கைக்கு தெரிய வேண்டிய அவசியம் கிடையாது, and இடது கையில கொடுக்கறது வலது கைக்கு தெரிய வேண்டிய அவசியம் கிடையாது. So keep doing, and that gives you satisfaction end of the day. And end of the day, when you go to sleep, so you'll be criticized, you'll be helped by different people, you'll be undergoing different pressures, you'll be undergoing different experiences, and you'll also be helping people. End of the day, when you turn back at end of the day, 28 15 hours 16 hours working a day, seeing the growth what you had in 24 hours the last day will give you even more boost and energy for the next day to work even more harder and better, and to help more people. And நமக்கு உணவு இருக்க இருப்பிடம் போத்திக்கிறதுக்கு உடை இருந்தால் போதும். தாண்டி வரது எல்லாமே வந்து ஃபேண்டசி. அதை தாண்டி வரது எல்லாமே வந்து லைக் இட் இஸ் நாட் ரெக்வயர்ட் ஃபார் லைஃப். ஸோ அதனால ரொம்ப ஆசைப்பட வேண்டாம். இருக்கிறத வச்சு எப்படி சந்தோஷமா இருக்கிறதுன்றது பார்த்தாலே லைஃப் சந்தோஷமா இருக்கும்னு நம்புறேன். So keep going on with the flow, and thank you so much, Meera and team, for the connect and the time being spent on this. I feel quite emotional because it's been very long time speaking on podcasts and to people. So like again, I'm taking a break from everything. So I took a break from everything. So quite hectic. But again, when getting back to meeting people, it is such a great moment.
Humbled to get
Thank you so much.
Just to while finishing it off, நான் என்ன சொல்ல வரேனோ, நீங்க சொன்ன மாதிரி like this is something I always teach my child also, and this is the prayer in the morning and while retiring to the bed. சாப்பிட்றதுக்கு சாப்பாடு, குடிக்க தண்ணி, போட்டுக்க துணி, இருக்க இடம், மக்கள் இதெல்லாம் கொடுத்ததுக்கு நன்றி. So that is something I've been always telling my daughter, and she also says that. For a change, she listens to this. And whatever you spoke, Shyam, just to give a quick summary, just to give an end. Though I don't wish to end, but we end to begin yet another chapter. So you spoke about your organization's three things: the pricing, right? The timing, the quality you spoke about. And when you were talking about the lesson from the experiences, and again, it went to kindness, hard work or smart work, and being brave. So நீங்க சொல்றது எல்லாமே பார்த்தனா we can actually put it into 3 points, and that's really nice. Thank you again, and to all the listeners over here. This is Meera here. Yeah, your Dino in voices or Meera's voices, and this is our Kaapi. Yes, I love to call coffee as Kaapi. That's how most of us we call. This is your Kaapi and Conversation with Mr. Shyam. Thanks again for coming over. We will be soon back with yet another guest.
Thank you so much, and have a happy day.
Thank you.